Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Today I'm going to tell you about a fragrance from one of my favorite brands, Klein. So that was a fragrance that I was chasing it for quite a long time because for some reason, well, it came out last year, but where I live and in general in Europe, it just came out recently. Like in some countries, it came out like 2-3 months ago. In some countries, it's still not available. Now it's finally coming to the stores, and I'm talking about my Euphoria. My Euphoria, it has beautiful red bottle. I know that, well, I wanted to test this fragrance as soon as I saw this fragrance because it has a red bottle and I have a weakness for red bottles. So this is a fragrance that is nothing like Euphoria, the classic Euphoria that came out like I want to say 2005, 2006, around that time. I do have a bottle of it. It's right there behind me. It's not my first bottle, not my second bottle. I am in love with that fragrance. I love it, I love it, I love it. I have a sample of this My Euphoria. It's like a gorgeous red bottle, gorgeous red kind of sample. Theoretically, I had to have two samples, but one of the samples that was given to me was empty, so I'm stuck with just one. So the notes of this fragrance are as follows. They have blackcurrant, orchid, sesame, tuberose, sandalwood, agarwood, and bamboo. I know that a question will follow: how similar or dissimilar is this fragrance to the classic Euphoria? So I'm gonna read out the notes of the classic Euphoria. It has pomegranate, persimmon, green accord, black orchid, lotus, champaca, mahogany, amber, black, violet, and whipped cream. So the only note that we can find in both fragrances is the black orchid. Well, black orchid in classic Euphoria and orchid in my Euphoria. So these fragrances are not similar. I have been comparing it. The fragrances like one to one, and they're not similar. So if you are searching for the fragrance that would be similar to the classic Euphoria, this is not it. Absolutely. If you are not a fan of a classic Euphoria, then this one might be for you because they're similar. So I like this fragrance. Needless to say, because I'm a fan of the classic Euphoria, I might have expected something more opulent, something more over the top. But with what I get, I'm quite pleased, and now I'm gonna explain why. It's not that I have lowered my expectations, it's just that this is a beautiful everyday fragrance for me. I have this fragrance, I have been spraying it throughout the day today and yesterday and the day before that, and I was enjoying this fragrance. So this fragrance, it has tuberose, and if you're not a fan of tuberose, if you're not a fan of agarwood oud, which I'm not, I don't like it, this fragrance might still be for you. Because at least for my nose, and mind you, I really, really, really dislike oud, and I'm able to smell it out in most fragrances. But in this one, there's the oud, but it's not invasive, it's not difficult to digest. It doesn't give me headache because sometimes ouds tend to give me headaches. This one doesn't. So I kind of perceive it as more of a like woodsy nose, like a plain woodsy nose, which is fine for me. I don't want oud to be in this fragrance. The same goes for the tuberose. Here, on the contrary, I love white flowers. And I love tuberose. I love very loud tuberose. I like the tuberose that is sort of bubblegummy. I love indolic tuberose. I like all kind of tuberose, but in this one, um, I can almost say that it's not really clear that this is a tuberose, but what is clear is that this is a white flower. So I think that this fragrance is perfectly rounded, everyday, uninvasive fragrance. You add a little bit of sprays, and it can take you from day to night quite easily. I'd say that is kind of a I don't want to sound negative here, but it's kind of a generic fragrance. It's one of the many fragrances. Doesn't mean this is a bad fragrance. It's just for me, these kind of fragrances, I do own a ton of them. These are the fragrances. They are like this one, the black currant or some kind of citrus in the beginning. Then we have white flowers, and then we have some woodsy notes. I have a lot of those kind of the fragrances, and I use them as my everyday fragrance. Is without thinking too much, without overthinking, without like deciding what I'm gonna wear today. These are the fragrances that are perfectly suitable for me for every day. Whatever I do, I just grab one of them and I spray it on myself, and I'm ready to go. So this is a fragrance. It's perfectly normal, nice fragrance. Mind you, this fragrance is not expensive. It's not very expensive. So I have seen 30 mils for around 37, 35 euros. I have seen 50 mils for around 55 euros, and I have seen 100 mil for around, let me think, 80 euros, something like that, plus minus 1-2 euros. So it's, for now, the pricing is like below the average, I would say. But the quality of the fragrance, how this fragrance is on your skin, the longevity of the fragrance is good. So if you're in the market for the fragrance that would be a perfectly nice, well blended, well made, good quality, luxury fragrance for everyday wear, that could be your day to night fragrance, or the fragrance that you would keep in your purse, and when you need, would you just add a couple of sprays more and you're good to go to a discotheque or to the bar. This is the one. This is the one. This is very nice. It's not expensive, but the quality is there. And about the longevity and how it is performing on your skin. So the longevity, I would say, is about the average. I would say you will feel it on your skin of 5-6 hours easily, really, really nicely. And it has a nice sillage. Again, it's uninvasive. It's not a huge stinky, sometimes it's stinky oud. It's not a tuberose that is gonna give you a headache. It's not a super overly sweet blackcurrant. It's just very nice and kind of averaged fragrance, averaged notes that are very well blended. I'm very happy with this fragrance. I have to admit that I was expecting more of it, but I'm happy with what I get. I can kind of understand the idea behind this fragrance. They didn't want to go out and create a new sort of a bomb fragrance like Euphoria was at its time. They wanted to give us like a newer version of Euphoria, very today version, today appropriate. All the trends are there. So the black currant, that is, it has been around for a couple of years, and I think that is gonna be around for a couple of years more than the fragrance fashion will inevitably switch. But for now, the black currant is on the top. So we have a white flower, which is always good. And we have this woodsy note. So I'm quite happy with the fragrance. It's not too sweet, it's not too overpowering, it's just there. It's just there, and it's kind of sultry and sexy, but not overly. It's like very nice scent. It's really nice scent. I like it. I like it, and I'm planning to get a bottle for my collection. I haven't decided which size yet. I do have two Euphorias. I have this amber Euphoria. It was limited edition a couple of years back, and I have the classic Euphoria. Mm, I haven't decided yet, but I'm gonna be adding this fragrance to my collection for sure. Yeah, I hope that this review was interesting and it helped you to decide whether or not you want to test this fragrance. I suggest you do, especially I suggest you testing this fragrance before you buy, but I always say that you have to test before you buy if it's possible, because I don't know what you're expecting, right? If you're expecting something like classic Euphoria, then it is not. So just go ahead and try it. But I really, really like this fragrance. So I hope that you liked this review. Thank you for your attention, and I'm gonna meet you on Sunday. Bye.